How much protein do you really need to build muscle? The answer to this question isn't as straightforward as you might think. Protein, the powerhouse nutrient, is found in every cell and tissue in our bodies. It's like the building block of our biological architecture, playing a multitude of roles. But the one we're focusing on today is its critical role in muscle growth and repair. Picture protein as a diligent construction worker, tirelessly working around the clock to repair, maintain, and build our muscle tissue. When we push our muscles during a workout, we create small tears in the muscle fibers. This is where protein steps in, patching up those tears, allowing the muscle to grow stronger and bigger. But the protein's role doesn't stop at muscle repair. It's also key to producing hormones, enzymes, and other bodily chemicals. It's the foundation for our bones, cartilage, skin, and blood. So you see, protein is not just a muscle enthusiast's best friend, but it's a fundamental part of our overall health and well-being. Now you might be wondering, how much of this powerhouse nutrient do we need? Well, the current recommended dietary allowance, or RDA, suggests a minimum of 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight for minimally active adults. But if you're someone who's trying to build muscle, you might need more than the standard RDA. Recent research has shown that consuming less protein than the body needs can lead to decreased muscle mass. On the flip side, increasing protein intakes above the RDA, especially when combined with resistance exercise, can help increase strength and lean body mass. While it's clear that protein is essential for muscle growth, the exact amount needed varies from person to person. Let's explore the current guidelines for protein intake. So stick around as we delve deeper into the protein-muscle relationship and unravel the mystery of optimal protein consumption for muscle growth. Buckle up, and let's dive into the science of protein. The recommended dietary allowance, or RDA, is currently set at 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight for minimally active adults. But is this enough for those looking to build muscle? This question has sparked a lot of debate in the nutrition world. The RDA, as it stands, is geared towards preventing protein deficiency rather than optimizing muscle growth. It's like the bare minimum, the amount of protein you need to keep your body functioning without falling into a state of deficiency. For a sedentary adult who isn't particularly active, this figure might suffice. But what about those of us who lift weights, who run, who swim, who engage in physical activities that strain and break down our muscles? There's a growing body of evidence suggesting that the current RDA might not cut it for those of us looking to build muscle. The controversy surrounding this is twofold. On one hand, we have the established dietary guidelines, which are based on a wealth of scientific research and expert consensus. On the other hand, we have emerging research that suggests these guidelines might be outdated, that they might not reflect the protein needs of active individuals, particularly those engaged in resistance and strength training exercises. This isn't to say that the current RDA is wrong or invalid. It serves its purpose in preventing protein deficiency. But when it comes to optimizing muscle growth, the story might be a bit different. It's like trying to run a high-performance sports car on regular gasoline. It might run, but it won't perform to its best capability. So what does this mean for those of us looking to build muscle? Should we be gulping down protein shakes and chowing down on chicken breasts at every meal? Not necessarily, but it does suggest that we might need to take a closer look at our protein intake and consider whether it's truly meeting our needs. Newer research suggests that those of us aiming to build muscle may need more than the current RDA. Let's dive into what this research says. Recent studies suggest that the recommended dietary allowance for protein may not be enough for those looking to build muscle. So what does this research say? Dive into the world of scientific research, and you'll find a wealth of studies that shed light on the relationship between protein and muscle growth. They suggest that the current protein recommendations may not be sufficient for those aiming to increase their muscle mass. Research has shown that consuming less protein than the body needs can lead to decreased muscle mass. This is because protein is the building block of muscles, and consuming it in inadequate amounts may not support the repair and growth of muscle tissues that happen during and after resistance training. Now let's flip the coin. What happens when you consume more protein than the RDA? It's an interesting area of exploration. Studies indicate that increased protein intakes above the RDA may help increase strength and lean body mass when combined with resistance exercise. Here's a bit of science behind it. When you perform resistance exercise, it creates microscopic tears in your muscle fibers. Consuming protein helps repair these tears, leading to muscle growth. But how much more than the RDA should one consume? Research suggests that for those engaging in resistance training, protein needs might be about 1.2 to 2 grams per kilogram of body weight. That's quite a bit more than the current RDA of 0.8 grams per kilogram. This doesn't mean you should start gorging on protein, though. It's essential to understand that the body can only utilize a certain amount of protein at a time for muscle synthesis. Consuming protein beyond this limit won't necessarily translate into more muscle. It's about finding that sweet spot where you're providing your body with enough protein to maximize muscle repair and growth without overdoing it. And it's not just about the quantity, but also the quality of protein. High-quality proteins, such as those found in lean meats, dairy, eggs, and plant-based sources like quinoa and lentils, provide all the essential amino acids needed for muscle synthesis. Lastly, timing matters. Consuming protein throughout the day, and especially after workouts, can help maximize muscle protein synthesis. This is why you often see gym-goers reaching for a protein shake post-workout. While research points towards the benefits of higher protein intake, it's crucial to remember that too much of anything isn't good. So what's the optimal amount of protein for muscle growth? In the next scene, we'll delve into this question, exploring the optimal protein intake for muscle growth. Stay tuned. Finding the optimal protein intake for muscle growth is a bit of a balancing act. Let's discuss how to figure out what's right for you. Determining the right amount of protein for muscle growth involves a few key variables. These include your body weight, your level of physical activity, and your specific fitness goals. While the recommended dietary allowance suggests 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight for minimally active adults, those embarking on a muscle-building journey may need substantially more. To give you a rough idea, research indicates that individuals engaging in regular strength training may benefit from consuming between 1.2 and 2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight each day. That's roughly a gram of protein per pound of body weight for those of us thinking in pounds. However, even within this range, the optimal intake can vary quite a bit. For example, a person who is just starting out with strength training might need less protein than someone who has been lifting weights for years. Similarly, a person aiming to add a lot of muscle mass quickly might need more protein than someone who is simply trying to maintain their current physique. It's also important to remember that while protein is crucial for muscle growth, it's not the only factor. Consuming enough calories overall, getting a variety of nutrients, and following a well-designed training program are all equally important. Finally, keep in mind that more isn't always better when it comes to protein. Consuming far more protein than your body can use may not provide additional benefits and could even have negative impacts on your health. Therefore, it's a good idea to consult with a registered dietitian or other health professional to help determine the protein intake that's right for you. They can help you balance your protein needs with the rest of your diet and ensure you're meeting all your nutritional needs. Remember, everyone's protein needs are unique. It's essential to listen to your body and adjust your intake as needed. We've covered a lot of ground today, so let's summarize the main points. We've delved into the essential role protein plays in muscle growth, aiding in the repair and maintenance of muscle tissue. We've also tackled the controversy around the current recommended dietary allowance for protein, set at 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight for minimally active adults. There's a growing body of research suggesting that individuals looking to build muscle may need more than this baseline amount. Consuming less protein than the body needs can lead to muscle mass decrease, while increasing protein intake above the RDA, in combination with resistance exercise, can help increase strength and lean body mass. Remember, finding the right protein intake for muscle growth is a personal journey. Always listen to your body and adjust as necessary. Thanks for watching, and remember to stay strong and eat well.